Hello again guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice, and today's video is all about sharing with you the other YouTubers that I absolutely love to watch. So this is going to be a roundup for you guys of 10 reseller YouTube channels that I just can't scroll past when I see that they have a new video up. And this is by no means like a top 10 or you know, anything along those lines. This is just me personally, like what is on my subscribe list and who really makes me like stop what I'm doing and want to go ahead and listen to what they have to say. So first things first, if you are new to my channel, welcome. This is a channel all about reselling online. I sell on 3 platforms, that is Etsy, eBay and Poshmark, and on this channel I just go ahead and document for you what I buy, when it sells and how much it sells for, where it sells, and a bunch of stuff in between as well about what it is like to be a reseller and a work-at-home parent and just everything to do with that kind of second-hand lifestyle, as it were. So obviously, being work at home and being stay at home and all that kind of stuff, you do tend to get a little bit bored / lonely. And also in our kind of line of work, you're always wanting to stay on top of trends, of brands that happen to be selling well, on, you know, tips and tricks for the platforms that we sell on. And an amazing way to do that is by following other YouTubers and seeing what all they're having good fortune with. You know, what are they buying, what are they selling, which platforms are they trying out, how is it going for them, and also it's just really interesting to see how everybody else kind of lives this life. There's no one way to do it. We all have different methods and processes where we all have the same goal, right? We want to sell stuff online. So without further ado, I'm going to give you my 10 current, I guess, favorite YouTubers that I just love to watch right now. So number 1 is Eckhart. I adore Anne's channel. She was formerly See Anne Save. She's gone by Anne Eckhart now. Her content is very much day in the life. She sells all kinds of different stuff, vintage, hard goods, clothing. So really you have a great opportunity watching her channel to learn stuff across the board. I know she sells primarily on eBay. She also does Poshmark and Etsy. But aside from that, and how interesting it is to see what she buys from estate sales and things like that, which really is interesting, she is super funny, super entertaining. She always makes me feel better watching her channel. She just makes me chuckle to myself. And her sort of day in the life is really interesting. I love seeing how other people live as sort of work at home folks, and she never disappoints with her videos. Number 2 is The Empty Hanger. Her name is Jenna. If you haven't caught her YouTube channel yet, you need to go check that out. She sells primarily on Poshmark, I believe, and she is very much into like the high-end goods, or the very like high fashion, like very trendy, on-trend kind of thing, as well as graphic t-shirts. Just across the board, really interesting videos. You're going to learn so much about brands and labels and style and keywords and how to have an effective process for listing on Posh. She does a lot of like come thrift with me, day in the life, and also list, you know, like photograph and list with me. So if you're really looking to see how that process should work and maybe how you can get started or maybe amend your own process, Empty Hanger is definitely a great place to start. Okay, so the next person for me are the bin pickers. Oh my goodness, if you haven't checked these guys out yet, you are missing a trick. They seem to be the nicest people that I have come across in a long time, and I thoroughly enjoy their sense of humor, their outlook on what we do. Not to mention they have a good 18 years experience on selling on eBay. They do things a little bit differently, where they run a lot of auctions, and you know, a lot of us don't do that now. We do a lot of buy it now and best offer and whatnot, but they definitely stick a little bit more old school, but it works for them. And again, it's all about seeing somebody else's process, and you know, there is more than one way to skin a cat, right? Especially in the reselling game. We definitely have an opportunity to learn from each other, and like I said, they are just a pleasure to watch. They also source almost exclusively from the bins, so they are very much about getting those like cheap, very low like cost of goods and stuff, and their slogan is think outside the box, which just should tell you right then and there that you're going to learn something or you're going to get an idea of something to sell that may never have crossed your mind before. So the bin pickers. The next YouTube channel I want to give a shout out to is LittleBlackHanger. Oh my goodness, I found her maybe like 3 months ago, something along those lines, and as far as I can tell, her channel has blown up on the way, and I can completely see why. Her personality is completely addictive. Again, she is so much fun to watch. I don't even feel like I have to watch the screen. I can just listen to her like when I'm driving and stuff. She is so animated and so descriptive, and I love that she sells a lot of vintage items, and she talks so much about styling the pieces, how she would wear them, what she would piece together. In fact, I think she does some styling within her Poshmark closet for customers. Absolutely worth stopping by and seeing what's going on with her. It's really something. Okay, number 5 is Lindey Glenn. Unless you've been living under a rock, you're going to know who Lindey is. So she does things a little bit differently, especially than I do. I know that she does eBay and she does Poshmark, but she also does a lot of wholesale right now, and her business is ever changing. And one of the reasons that Lindey is a great person to watch is because she evolves, and she shares that entire process with her viewers. And not to mention, she also does something called Motivation Mondays, and if you need a pick-me-up at the beginning of the week, she is where to be. She has a great rapport with her viewers. She does a lot of live stuff where you can be in the chat. She's very receptive to that, and honestly, she's just a great person to sort of be around and listen to if you need a little bit of a push. Okay, the next one is somebody that I have absolutely adored for years now. I don't think we ever see her face. She's just a pair of hands, and there's actually another one I'm going to talk about later that is exactly the same, but her stories are fantastic. It is ThePaperCastle. Her name is Heather, and she is like me in terms of she really prefers rummage sales. Like, rummage sales are pretty much everything she does when it comes to sourcing, and she has some serious strategy about how to make them work for her. She also does a lot of hard goods, she does some vintage, but she is so knowledgeable. She doesn't do a lot of clothing, but that's fine because you are going to learn so much from every single video that ThePaperCastle puts out. I'm serious. I just can't tell you like about makes and just the things, think about this, the things that you would just overlook in a rummage sale or a thrift store. Like, she's the one who's going to teach you what not to pass by. So definitely worth a stop and a look. Next person is someone who is also fairly new, as far as I can tell, to the YouTube scene. Her name is Shyleen Shawn. She's a hoot. What can I say? She is so real, so down to earth. She's going to tell you, she's going to tell it like it is what's going to happen. She's primarily on Poshmark, but she also branches out to Mercari, and I know she's doing some eBay now as well. She is fantastic if you're interested in learning about some actual numbers. She does a fantastic thing where she covers not only how much she made, like profit and fees and all this kind of stuff, but she'll tell you the time span pretty accurately. She keeps a fantastic spreadsheet that something's sold for, so that is going to give you so much the sort of indication on brands and how long they're going to sit for you, which is some really valuable information. The fact that she breaks that down for people is so useful and so generous with her time and stuff. Not to mention, she is so much fun. Again, she's another one that just makes me laugh every time that I watch her. You should be checking her out. Okay, I talked about the hands. The next person is hands for the majority also, but that is absolutely fine. She is the New York Thrifter. If you are wanting to learn about high-end brands as well as keywords and just exactly what that you should be looking for if you're looking for those items that are going to turn over the maximum amount of profit in a Poshmark closet, she is the place to go to learn that. She does all kinds of other videos as well. She does some to do with sourcing, and it's just so interesting. She has the most soothing voice as well. I will let you know that if you're wanting somebody to fall asleep to, she is absolutely the one. But absolutely jam-packed full of useful information. Every single video, totally worth a look. Next person I'm going to mention is a fellow Poshmark and eBay seller. She does a lot of thrifting at thrift stores. Her name is Lindsay Holland, and she is, again, so nice to watch, so down to earth, and sort of this approachable vibe to her. But the thing that really has me like watching Lindsay's video is that she is getting the kind of stuff that you could find almost anywhere. So whereas like the New York Thrifter and the Empty Hanger, they find some fantastic brands, and my goodness are they good at doing what they do, but the kind of stuff that they show on their videos, I have a hard time finding on a regular basis. It's just how I'm going to say it. We don't all have access to that kind of stuff, and maybe we're not quite there on the hunt yet, you know, spotting these things from far away. Lindsay manages to get a good turnover with things that you would find at almost any thrift store. Of course she finds things that, you know, like we all do, that are, oh wow, that's amazing, but you know, she's a great example of how you can make this work almost anywhere. I also really enjoy watching her for just like motivation and inspiration, because she lists a lot every single day, and she appears to be very consistent with it, and she talks about that a lot, which is super motivating for somebody who sometimes needs a kick in the butt. I'm just saying. Okay, and the very last one that I'm going to tell you about today that you should be checking out if you are into reseller YouTube channels is the Rad Seller. Her name is Gina. She is quirky and fun. She is a full-time working mom. She has 3 boys just like me, and I don't know how she finds the time, but she does. And she is definitely somebody to watch if you're wanting to get an idea about how somebody infuses their Poshmark closet with a certain sense of style. Like when you see her Poshmark closet, if you visit it, you just know it's hers, and you can tell that she is sourcing in a way that is very purposeful. She's definitely curating something, and that is really fantastic to sort of be a part of and see that evolve for her as well. So I would totally recommend checking her out. She'll make you smile as well. Okay guys, and that is everything. That is my 10 reseller YouTube channels that I wanted to share with you today. I'm gonna link every single one of these amazing people down below. You gotta go check them out. Like if you like this kind of content and you find someone here that you've never heard of before, pop on over, take a look at their video and see if they are for you, because I'm telling you, every single person that I mentioned here today has something amazing to offer this reseller community, and I could not recommend them more to my own viewers to go ahead and check them out. All right, you guys, I have loved sharing this with you. If you enjoyed this video, please do go ahead and hit like and hit subscribe if you want to see more. Like I said, I do haul videos, I do sales videos, because we got to see how things sell, right? And I also do all the fun stuff in between, roundups and day in the life and sourcing vlogs and how-tos and all kinds of different bits and pieces. So I would love to have you. That would be awesome. All right, you guys, I hope you have an amazing Christmas season, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.